I can't stand this individual. That person's spirits vexes me every time I see that individual. Have another individual, we have had a great number of disagreements. Great number of disagreements. Both these people walked into the same place. One person walked in with what I call the most noble and applauding stance of dignity toward fellow constituents and individuals that person may or may not know, may or may not be friends with. But that person walked into an establishment and said the following: hello, everybody. Didn't come and shake everybody's hand, didn't hug everybody, but walked in and boldly stated, hello, everybody, and went about that individual's way. Now, both these people are public servants, elected officials. As an elected official, I think sometimes you need to walk into a room and make everybody understand. I know you know who I am. I may not know who you are, but hello. I'm the person who governs the humble abode you live in. The other person walked in there with their caucasity and spoke to selected Black and brown folks, but did not speak to everyone. Personally, did not speak to me, and I probably think the reason they didn't speak to me because I am audaciously vocal about I can't stand their ass. And now I really can't stand their ass. Because guess what? Even in my can't stand in their ass, when I have walked into a room and that individual is in the room and I walked into the room, I understand the rules of etiquette and engagement. And guess what I've always did? Spoke to that person. Because hello is for everybody. But once again, that person proved to me what I have always said about that individual. That individual is a pompous, silver spoon in the mouth, pencil stuck up her ass, thinks she better than everybody else. And actually, she feels like I'm just, she is the Marie Antoinette of our area because she really, in the back of her head, wants everybody to eat cake. Let them eat cake. I'm in charge. Let them eat cake. That's why, allegedly, she was the type person that when she got into it with a Black and brown individual, she had the mitigated gall and audacity to fake an injury and try to say, this Black person put their hands on me. Pay attention to who y'all make y'all leaders. Because some folk ain't worth a fucking damn. And then those who bring those folks to us and say, oh, that's a good, that Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so, good folk. Better pay attention to them Stevens and Stevenettes also. Brother Sean P. I done got it off my chest. I can breathe now.
No, I want to give a workplace example, right? I would not say my establishment where I work at, that's not important, nor the person. But there was a brother there, and a brother older than myself, and I work on a night shift, as y'all know. He comes in early in the morning and walks through there, and I say loudly to anybody, good morning, or how you doing, or what's up, whatever it might be. That person just walked by as if I didn't say nothing, Joe. And I know for a fact my voice projects. So maybe it's an accident, Joe. That's what I'm thinking to myself. When the person walked back, I say it again. He looked dead in my face, didn't say nothing, kept walking, Joe. I don't have many pet peeves. I take stuff like that highly offensive.
Me too.
Like you said earlier in your preamble, if I go anywhere, if I make eye contact with somebody, I'm gonna do the head nod, I'm gonna shoot the deuce, I'm gonna do something to acknowledge your presence. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do you anything. I don't even know you. So for you to treat me like that, but guess what, Joe? That same man, I did a little case study, right? I had one of my white homeboys tell that same brother on a different day. I said, so-and-so, tell him what's up whenever he walked by. He spoke to him just then. I said, oh, now I see. Now I see.
Well, and listen, I get it. If I've been a critic of yours, if I'm an individual that did not vote for you, did not campaign for you, I can understand your disdain for me. Once again, understand, we all do what is best for our situation and our circumstance. However, when you start taking politics and making it personal, I'm not the person you want to tango with and have me on the other side of not looking at this as purely politics. Now it's personal. Because until yesterday, I was really like, well, this is just a political thing. I'm not the guy who voted for you. I'm not the guy who campaigned for you. I actually worked for the opposition. I get it. That's pure politics. But when you make the politics personal, I ain't the one to play with. Because you'll find out real quick that some things you've heard is true and some things you heard is on point 100%. And I'm saying the following: a person of integrity, in my opinion, would say the following: just because you didn't support me or wasn't on my political agenda, can we at least have a conversation and let me get the why? And once I get the why, maybe I can convert you to my team. Mind you this, if folks would treat politics like they treat sports, they could come to find out the team you start with might not be the team you end with. And guess what? Just because, and if you treat people fairly and correctly, you can go back to the place you started with the Nemesis team and people still like you. Pay attention. Sometimes people need to pay attention, but some folks are so stuck up, so caught up, and so enwrapped in privilege. The caucasity and the white privilege seems to be what shows up to the table, because guess what? Your mom and dad didn't have to struggle for shit. I am a descendant. When it comes down to black and brown folks who landed on these shores, I am purely a descendant of individuals who came here enslaved. There are very few Caucasians that can say that. Oh, you can talk about, oh, we came from the poor regions of, oh yeah, but you came here free. No matter how poor it was, you were free.
And guess what, Joe? Even amongst the poorest of them, they still not us.
Right.
That's the bottom line. They thought, you know what? No matter how bad we got it, at least we not them.
Hold on. I want you to say that again, Sean. Somebody didn't hear you. Say that one more again.
Whenever it's the poorest of them, their thought is, well, at least we not them. And now with all this immigration stuff, is that at least we not them either. So even though you're on side of us with the food stamps and the housing and everything else, at least you're not these other people that you're targeting right now. They always have that mindset.
Okay.
You toward the bottom, but not the rock bottom.
Kendrick Lamar said they are not like us. Give you a prime example. Anytime a Caucasian woman compares her struggles of being a Caucasian woman to being a black and brown person, I have a problem. Now, I have a problem from this point of view, Sean. First of all, you have had your own levels of struggle, and I respect those levels of struggle, because women have been discriminated on just like other folks, but not to the level of black and brown folks. That you try to put that struggle to the same level, I have a problem. And I'll look anybody in the face and tell them I have a problem. I have respect for the level of struggle that they went through. And I disagree with anything that was done unfairly or wrong to them during the time of their struggle. But a Caucasian woman's struggle does not level up to the level of black and brown struggle in this country, period.
And again, back to history, I'm the history guy. Whenever our ladies try to be arm in arm with them, some of these women movements and women's struggles, our ladies figured out real fast, like, wait a minute, our struggle, not y'all struggle. We're women, yes. We got our things. Our struggle, not y'all struggle. And some of us fell for that hook, line, and sinker once again.
So just like this speech y'all heard last night from our president, and I say again, respectfully, our president. I didn't vote for him. I don't support his politics, but by the rules of the land, He is the man that won, and he is our president. He is now my president also, because I live in this country. I have said that I will live here and abide by the rules, the laws, and the regulations of this country.
And even the book you wave sometimes, the Bible, you even gotta respect your authority figures and whatnot. That's even in the good book. Whether you like it or not, it's there.
So it didn't say I had to vote for the person. Didn't say the person had to be on my team. It just said if they are in a position of authority, render to Caesar what is Caesar. Okay. Last night, he wasn't his normal self. I'm telling you. I saw the whole speech. Wasn't his normal self. I believe the numbers were skewed to say the story that he wanted to say, but at further review, they have people on all networks. There's not one network that says they agree with anything he said. Not even Fox is even saying that. Fox saying, yeah, he did say that. But this is how you, question is what it said and how you feel. Okay. I tie that all in to where, once again, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. You got to start asking yourself, is this person talking to me now that they're in the same way they were when they were trying to get in? See, folk will make all kind of promises. Folk will say all kind of stuff. Folk will ask yourself how many times folk have showed up in your neighborhood now that they done got in. But see, we got gatekeepers in our neighborhoods. We got certain folks, they don't come into the neighborhood unless they come in the neighborhood with this person. Because this person is the person that tells you Mr. Charlie and Miss Charlotte and Miss Charlotte, they good people. See, we got certain black folks. If they don't tell you these white folks are good people, we don't rock with
them. So you mean they're not coming to the barbecue, as they say? They're not invited to the barbecue?
Not unless...
I hate that phrase, but they use it.
Yeah, unless the HNIC. And then here's another one. That all of a sudden they're good with us because they're good with certain black folks. Baby, let me tell you something. You don't know how it feels to eat ramen noodles. You probably don't even know what ramen noodles look like. Baby, you don't know what it feels like to have an EBT card. You probably don't know what you probably don't know what old school food stamps look like. Baby, you don't know. All you know is white privilege. All you know is, guess what? Your kids ain't never seen a day of public school. You don't even know the woes of public school. To be exact, your children, you were paying probably for elementary school $10,000 a year tuition.
And you know what, Joe? The only way that they do know about what you just said is because they have commodified our struggle and made it fashionable, Joe. I'm out and about one Sunday. I see a group of young white men, like high school age. They were all in suits and ties like they were going to prom or something, Joe. Get what they had on their heads, Joe. They all had on a do-rag. I was flabbergasted.
And the shiesty, as they call it today. And the shiesty.
Wow. I never thought I'd see the day whenever they just take all of our stuff. We had to have ripped jeans and tore up hand-me-down jeans. Y'all go and tear up y'all jeans on purpose and make them cost $1,000. They call that high-end fashion. So that's how they would know about it, from them repackaging it and giving it back to us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And then a lot of them have the mitigated gall and audacity to find the best of us, and they send the best of us to take us out, or they send one of us to take one of us out. We've got to wake up, family.
Can I say something, Joe?
Talk to me.
I'm gonna give you the frustrating side of being the avid reader and being the historian. You see everything is a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So we like sports. I love sport analogies. It's like a team that go out there and run the same play every play, Joe. Mm-hmm. They don't change nothing. They ain't changing sides. They run the same exact play and they work every time, Joe. That's what frustrates me about my people. We see it clear as day. They going left. They going to toss left. And we fall for it every play. They ain't doing nothing new. They never do. Because why would you? If you always score, why change it up? Why should I go right? Why should I drop back and pass? It's working.
Right.
I'm
I'm running it up the gut every time. 33
Push
minutes.
push, right?
Right. 33 minutes
So
past
that
the hour.
frustrates me about our
Right.
people when I'm seeing what's going on. It's the same rinse, wash, repeat. And then we want to have a town hall meeting. Let's sit down, put our heads, and try to figure out what. It's already figured out.
Man, we have black and brown folks who have figured out ways to tap into the system and get money for themselves, their families, their situations, and not for everyone. Let's just call it what it is. We have black and brown folks, and guess what? We got to get back to the place. And I played Mike Epps when he said it. We got to get back to the place where we understand that why are we so big on being against one another? You know, Sean P., if you became a multimillionaire today, I'm the first person applauding you. To be exact, I'm the first person praying that that happens. But we are pocket watchers. We are haters. We don't want to see people make it. We give these fake smiles. We ask folk how they doing when the truth about it is we are asking ourselves, why have you not failed yet? Every time I have folk will smile in your face really and hug you and say, how you doing? When really in the back of their mind, they're going, how in the hell does this person keep standing?
Do you think it's because of proximity, Joe? Like, unfortunately, most of us close our eyes about the people that did you the most wrong in your life. That might just be a black or brown person.
Closest to you.
Yeah, because we live in proximity. We go to school together. We go to the same outings and eateries. So the percentage is just up of that happening versus other people. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it is where we have to have a clear understanding amongst ourselves. As Malcolm said, who taught you to hate you? And some of you hate each other because you know down deep inside, game recognize game, talent recognize talent. And some folk, this is another thing. Let me say this. Folk gonna be real mad at me today. Joe Dupree Anderson is not always right. Under further review, my stanky thinking, even though I may have certain people in office that back me, I may have certain situations that back me, it doesn't mean I'm always right. You can't be the one that if a judge jumps up and says, you know, looking at the law and looking at everything, I'm not ruling on your side. I'm going to rule on this. You can't get mad at that judge because maybe the person that you oppose was actually wrong, was actually right, and you were wrong. See, there comes a time in your life that sometimes you got to say, I can't win every game. And if I lose, I ain't going to get mad. See, we lose and get mad. We lose and get mad, especially when we think we got an automatic win. Because some of us, because of the people we know, the family members we have in certain places, we feel like traffic tickets shouldn't happen to us. If I want to move my property line or if I want to bring up some type of case against somebody, I know enough people in high places I should win. But if the law has no ambiguity and the law is blind, no, you should win if you're right. You shouldn't win because of who you know. No.
But Joe, unfortunately, another good topic. We watch other people do what you just said, and so we think that applies to us too. Unfortunately, most things in the world don't. We watch other folks do what you just said. They do it. They move
Once
the line.
again,
They do all that stuff, but we don't. We can't do that.
Once again, family, you should win because you're right, not because of who you know. See, we believe my being right depends on who I have in my corner and who I know. Prime example. Let me give you a prime example. Prime example. I have this happen all the time. I worked in a city called Opelousas, Louisiana. Opelousas. Opelousas, going down 190 both ways, has a speeding camera. The speed limit is 25 miles an hour. Do you know how many people call me and say, hey, man, I got a ticket in the mail from Opelousas. Can you fix it for me? No. Because I know that camera, if it got you a ticket, you were doing a bare minimum of 11 miles over the speed limit. And mind you, the area that speeding camera is in, if a little kid walks out the street and you're going faster than 11 miles over the speed limit, that little kid is dead. If you know that it says you're not supposed to speed, then don't listen. The best way to not worry about the law is don't break the law. Now, let me say something else. Now, let me say something. There are folks that are going to be like, but you know, the police and there's a lot of crooked folks out there. But guess what? How many of us black and brown folks have been wrongly accused, falsely imprisoned? And here's the crazy thing. As I said, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. I don't see y'all out there with picket signs complaining about that. See, y'all don't complain about it until it comes to your house. You're not mad until it's your child that's laid out prostrate with the white chalk lines around them. See, you're not upset until all of a sudden something happens in your church. You're not mad. See, it can happen. Prime example, I say it all the time. I, in my life, have fell on my face more than I can shake a stick at. But it wasn't me falling on my face. It's that I got up. And here's the crazy thing. I asked myself, when situations happen and a white man called me a monkey at a radio station, how many of these revolutionaries and black and brown folks were out in front of said radio station with a picket sound talking about don't call us a monkey? I can count it on one hand. How many folks said, sir, you let that man go wrong? But then them same folks who did not stand up, just like right now, we have a Judge Roy Colbert. How many folks do I see? How many of these community activists, listen, I'm all for us and all for one and one for all. How many of them are in front of the courthouse with picket signs saying, justice for our judge, justice for our judge? I don't see a one.
Let me tell you, Joe, I had a long-standing business dinner with a certain police chief back in the day, right? And a large part of the people had a problem with this certain police chief. And I thought about it, and I told somebody this recently. How is it that everybody got a problem with this person? They live in the underworld. Y'all all are doing different activities y'all shouldn't be doing. So, of course, you got a problem with that particular person. I'm a law-abiding citizen. We get along just fine. I never had a problem with that person. In years of relationship, never had a problem with that person. But I don't go around, breaking laws. So you live in the underworld, what you expect is the question. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the
problem.
Come on,
man.
But folk don't want to be real. Folk don't want to tell the truth. Folk don't want to say this. Because here's what folk believe, Sean. Birds of a feather flock together. So no, you can't be a law-abiding good citizen and be friends with this person. But see, they always use that when advantage them, not when advantage you. Because if you turn around and say, well, hey, don't you hang around this white person that really the only person benefited from this relationship that you have with this white person is you and your family? The whole block don't benefit from it. Only you and your family and the folks you choose. See, we want to be kings over each other. Man, let me play it again, because eventually folks didn't hear it the last time I played it. Keep Sean, I'm going to pull it up one more time, because y'all really need to hear what Mike Epps said. Y'all really do. Y'all really, really, really need to hear what Mike Epps said. And I'm going to play it again, because Mike said something that if you didn't catch it, you need to catch it. Mike Epps said something that was 100%. And as soon as I find it, I'm putting it up again, because y'all need to hear that. Y'all need to hear what Mike said. Yeah, Mike, hey, Mike, Mike had a serious criticism of black wealth. And let's see what Mike was talking about. Because I'm gonna put Mike up there, and yeah, we need to hear this for a minute, because once again, y'all ain't catching this. Y'all ain't catching it. And here's why y'all ain't catching it, because some of y'all down deep. See, there was a time in my life, Sean, I was wrong. The question was I going to be real enough to myself and go through the process to get right? I'm thankful I done got most of myself right. Most of me done got right. I realized, man, Joe, your stanky thinking, you were wrong. And that's why a lot of this stuff happened to you. You did that to you. So I'm gonna play this because y'all really need to hear this. You know, Mike said a mouthful. So y'all pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Let's talk about slavery. I don't give a how much money you got. I don't give a where you been. We're still on the plantation, brother. The privilege that they give black people, that only black people can flex on other black people with, because that's all you can do, because you can't flex on the motherfucking master, because he gave it to you. You go out there and flex on your people, because if you flex on me, your ass is in trouble. And what you got, that's my fuck up money. I spend that in taxes.
That couple $100,000 holding you over, that ain't real money, that's bill money.
So go be a king to your own people. But don't come over here and act like you're a king to us. And if I catch you biting and snapping back at me, I'm going to take that shit from you, embarrass you, and make your people talk about you and turn on you again. That's what they do to us with that shit. You know you can't take it with you. You don't own the shit. That's the only fucked up thing about having something more than your own people. You can only flex on your own people.
I totally, absolutely agree with that. I said yesterday that most comedians and poets and artists are the most truthful because they can be. And I told somebody recently, bro, our concept of wealth and money is jacked up. People that we think got money, they just got a little bit. The actual real wealthy guys, these guys can't touch those guys. So again, whenever these cases come out and these documentaries come out, you will see the low-hanging fruit guy. If you think that Puffy is something, how about them other guys that was really, really up that chain? He the low-hanging fruit. Puffy's low-hanging.
And let me say this
The
again.
Ford Betty stuff, Fonzie Billups is low-hanging. You would never see the 5 family guys on CNN. You would never see that.
John, let
the
me say
real
this.
guy. You never see them real guys, man.
Right. 15 minutes to the hour, top of the hour. Let me say this. John, I have never seen people so celebratory of each other's demise. I have never seen folk as celebratory of people losing and not having success as I do black and brown folk. We really have a problem. We have a problem that we don't love one another. We don't support one another. We don't uplift one another. Guess what? If right now there was a documentary out there about how we were winning, about how we were doing big things, oh, you don't want to watch that, but everybody.
It would not crack Netflix. It would not even be on their programming. Not crack the top 50. You know what? Puff Daddy had an actual Bad Boy reunion thing came out a year or so ago. It didn't do numbers like this doing numbers. Of his demise, this doing crazy numbers, billions. But the celebratory thing was kind of, maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't hear about it. Great example.
Family, I played it. I'm gonna play it at the end of the show again because Dr. King, you know, and there's a radio personality, a politician in our area named Kenneth Boudreaux. And Kenneth always gives a King quote. He said,
Kenneth, keep him talking.
Kenneth said, life begins to end when you know, and sometimes it's the silence of us. Dr. King said it. Kenneth says it all the time. It's not so much what my enemy said, it's what my friends kept quiet on, you know, and that's where I'm at right now. Because if you kept that quiet when I needed you to speak for me, you're really not my friend. That's why I put on there yesterday. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. Go ahead, Sean.
No, that's why in the Bible, back to that good book, they talk about being lukewarm. They're the worst. The lukewarm, the ones in the middle, the ones that's straddling the fence, you're the worst. I would prefer you be on the other side of the fence all the way. See the MAGA boy, I love the MAGA boy. The MAGA boys, the Pride boys, TK Talk, I love them. Because I see it a mile away. The ones that's quiet, they're the ones you got to be, bruh. They're the worst. The lukewarm is the worst, man.
I mean,
and MLK said that about them pastors back then. He criticized the pastors back then. Y'all lukewarm on these topics.
Yeah, because and guess what? When I see one of our so-called leaders, who I see more with them than I see with us, I'm really wondering what's really going on. When I see our so-called leaders who are more with the ops than they are in our communities with our people. And when I say with our people, I mean with our people. But even in our structure of black and brown folks, we have gatekeepers. And we ask why we're not doing better.
Because we think there can only be one.
Not the Matrix.
We think it's a Highlander. Highlander, Joe. There
Right.
can only be one.
Right. Everybody here got to come off and there can only be one. Right. You know, Sean, it is 11 minutes to the top of the hour. Once again, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Hello is for everybody. Back to where I was originally at. So I was at an establishment. This individual, and listen, I can understand if this individual didn't see me. I can understand if this individual didn't know me. But hello is for everybody, because this individual can tell you, this individual might not want to admit it, but if I walk into a room and that individual's in the room, as much as I know I don't like that individual and that individual don't like me, I will speak to that individual. I will address that individual by said title that said individual earned, and I will speak to that individual. Because in all my right, wrong, or indifference, guess what I do know, Sean? I am a child of Lois and Erlene Anderson, who taught me better. My daddy said, look your enemy dead in the eye and let your enemy know, good morning. How you doing? Hello is for everybody. Hi, hello. Good morning.
Hey, Joe, I have literally fed my enemies before.
Come on.
On purpose.
Come on.
The art of war. I've literally fed my enemies.
Come on.
Fed them well.
So since folks,
I really don't like.
I don't care what religious sect you in, but if you follow in this book, it says about those heaping coals on the head. Let me say the following. I learned the hard way, John. God got a funny way of folks you did wrong, you'll see them again. I want y'all to run back and tell folk that.
That's why they said, be careful when you're on the way up. Be careful when you're on the way up.
No.
Be careful.
You know, I'm out here, folk hugging me, shaking my hand. They owe me money. I haven't said a word. I turned it over to God. Folk told me they were going to do certain things for me. They lied and didn't do it. I turned it over to God. Just remember, if y'all so much into this book, like y'all say y'all are, the book say, the book say, okay, there's no. And here's the sad thing about it. That's all not necessary. Because if you give your word and you can't keep your word, just tell a person you can't do what you told them you could do. Things have changed. It's not that don't avoid them. Don't lie to them. Just say, look, I promised you X, Y, Z. Unfortunately, the certain situations beyond my control have came up. I can't do that now. And will I be able to do it and either pay you what I owe you or give you back what you gave me? I promise you, if I can do a little bit at a time, I will. If I can get it all back to you at one time, I will. I'll do the best I can, but I can't give you a timeline on when I'm going to do it because a lot's done came up. Life be lifing. I would have more respect for folks than that. But then when all of a sudden you just don't speak to me no more, or you change the atmosphere, or baby, guess what? You owe me money. I don't give a fuck what your position is. I don't care who you got elected to. I don't care who you next to or sitting next to. I look at some folk and go, you owe me. And got the mitigated gall because all of a sudden you connected to some political figure or somebody you feel like got some stroke. You act like you don't know me. And I just sit there sometime, and when they go, hey, how are you doing? How the family doing? I want to tell them we'd be doing a lot better if you would give me what you owe me. But I just sit there and say, you know what, God? Handle it. Handle it. And I swallow my pride and my dignity, and I speak back because that's what my mom and dad taught me. And I look at folks and say, I know you can't stand me. You every day say, how did he? Let me give you where I come from. Oh, Joe was one of the top radio personalities in this city. Got fired. He done. He finished. Bounce back. Bounce back. Next thing you know, you turn on the TV, Joe, the chief of minority affairs, in same said city that he was not born up or raised in. The person I worked for didn't get elected. Oh, Joe about that. Joe done fell on his face again. He done for real now. First it was radio, now it's government. He's done. Bounce back. Now you're looking at me, and it's funny because I get it in the wind because now you done made the terrible mistake. I'm with the real folk now. I didn't know. I used to think when I was in the military, I said, well, we know a lot, but no, now I realize them folks that wear badges and stuff, they the folk who really know the heartbeat of the city. They know both sides. They know who's naughty and they know who's nice. And I hear little whisperings like, why are you so concerned about my bounce back? You know, there's an old song that's from the Williams brothers that say, sweep around your own front door before you come and sweep around mine. Some of y'all got too much that y'all need to be worried about. Thank you for hashtagging that, my friend. Bounce back. Some of y'all need to understand, folk are amazed on how you keep bouncing back. No matter what trap they set for you, no matter who they talk bad about you to, no matter what they try to do, you keep bouncing back. And they right now are bewildered because no matter who they get on the knees for, no matter who they say Motiza to, you still somehow, some way are not in those rooms that they are in, but you seem to be doing just as well, if not better than them. And they are trying to figure out what in the hell is this person doing that I'm in the room. And then I walk into another room where a person I think shouldn't be in the room, and they in the room, and not only are they in the room, they at the head table giving a speech. How did they get in the room? Because I'm in the room. See, don't fall. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Because maybe you're in a room with a person who makes you feel like they got more power than they really got. See, just because they're Caucasian, just because they come from a place of privilege, and just because they know folk, don't mean they advocating when you leave out their presence on your behalf, on your people's behalf, or trying to get you to where they say they're trying to get you to. Because some folks will just keep you on a leash, that you keep your support and your people behind them so that they can get where they need to get to. Because they can give you a few crumbs on the table and keep you happy. They just got a place they trying to get to. And yeah, they might get you there, they might not. But ultimately, they need what you got to get them to where they're trying to get to. And they will lead you on. Because we big on being happy with crumbs on the table. We big on being happy to just say, you know what? While you Negroes are out there picking cotton in the field, at least I live in the big house with Mister.
And people don't realize something, Joe. The ones in the big house actually had it worse.
Come on. But hold
Back
it.
to proximity. They actually had it worse. Being in that versus being in the field, they had it worse.
Right. But unfortunately, most of our folks who don't read feel like being in the big house is where you need to be. The closer I am to master, the better off I am, because y'all in the field laboring. I'm in the big house telling on y'all. I'm in the big house snitching on y'all, and master making sure that me and mine are good. See, some folk, you don't know the terrible price they have paid to live in the gated community that they live in. You don't know the terrible price they done paid to have the position that they have. You don't know the terrible price they done paid to be where they at, to be exact. And be exact. You don't know how many times they were on their knees in some very uncomfortable positions just to be where they at. It is 3 minutes. 3 minutes to the top of the hour,
Hey,
Sean.
you know what, Joe?
Talk to me, baby.
Nice brother told me one time, living in a real nice gated community, you know. He said, you know what, Sean, when I moved back here, one of my neighbors said, I see you back here. I said, yeah, man, real proud. He said, let's see if you can stay back here.
Mm.
The question.
It's not what you obtain, it's what you can maintain.
I see you back here. Let's see if you can stay back here. I said, ooh, that's the next level right there. That's the next level.
All right, Sean P. I know we got the Sean P experience. We got the Griot podcast. We got everything that Sean P is doing. Highly support this brother. Family, it is the 18th day. I know a lot of y'all are getting ready for Christmas and New Year's. The holidays ain't happy for everybody. Please check on your people. But Sean, tell me what you got going on with the Griot podcast and the Sean P experience.
I think you'll love this one, Joe, based on what you talk about lately. This book is called Hoodoo Saints and Root Warriors, Stories and Magic for Liberation. Had this author on the show last week, and the book just came in the mail yesterday, the hardback copy. Very, very amazing book. She has actual prescriptions in the book, a reading list in the back of the book. It's very, very ready to use, easy to apply stuff. You would love it, man. The interview is on YouTube right now. Go and check it out. You will love it. Hoodoo Saints, Root Warriors. Tap in. From New Orleans, by the way, Joe.
That's what I'm talking about. My man, Sean P. Sean P experience. Sean, get ready to get up out of here. Sean got nothing but love for you. As Sean gets his way out, I told y'all, and I meant this. I got something y'all need to hear. I'm going to play it again. Here's why y'all need to hear it, because you'll see the struggle has not changed. After listening to the speech that was given by our president last night, I could see this right now being a rebuttal to said speech. But this is Dr. Martin Luther King in the 60s. In the 60s. Dr. King in the 60s. And I want y'all to hear, because I played it before, but I'm going to play it again, what Dr. King said. Because what Dr. King is about to say right now is how I'm closing out this show. And then I'll come back and close it in my traditional manner. But family, y'all need to hear this.
I'm going to be honest enough to tell you that I'm worried about America. Yeah. I'm worried about our nation because it's sick with racism still. Just think about the fact that we live in a nation which was founded on the principle that all men are created equal. And yet men are still arguing over whether the color of a man's skin determines the content of his character. And I believe that the Lord told me to say to the United States of America that is sick with militarism and is sick with excessive materialism. Have you ever thought about it? There are between 38 and 50 million people in the United States of America who are poverty-stricken, making income less than the poverty level. And yet, this is the richest nation in the history of the world. Our national gross product this year will go beyond $800 billion. And yet there are between 38 and 50 million people who are poverty. I'm going to be honest enough to tell you that I'm worried about America.
That was Dr. King, y'all. I'm sorry, I muted myself. That was Dr. King, y'all. Pay attention. That's all I can say, family. Pay attention. Do not fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Understand, if you see us and we are considered to be leaders of our people, but you see us more with them than you see us with us, who are we really advocating? There are those of us who are for the people, with the people, and of the people. And those of you who are out there who are really struggling and fighting for the greater good of all of us. In other words, Kwame Ture had his problems with Dr. King, but he still worked together with Dr. King to accomplish what needed to be accomplished. Malcolm X, as he went through his transformation, would talk to and work with leaders that he may not saw the situation in the same manner, but he knew the common goal was we have to liberate our people. I don't have to be a star player on your team, but if we're both trying to get to the same place, we really do need to communicate and at least have enough respect for one another that we say we're trying to get our people to a place where our people are better today than they were yesterday. I close the show out every day the same way. Be better today than you were yesterday. And do something today to bless somebody somewhere that no matter what you do, there's no earthly way they could ever pay you back. And always remember this. And mind you, I had to get on my knees and I had to ask God for forgiveness because I was mad. Oh, I was mad. When you don't speak to me, that's the ultimate disrespect. But I shouldn't be surprised of this individual. This individual has disrespected me since the first day they met me because I didn't wear a shirt that said Team They Team. You will, in some shape, form, or fashion, either higher up or lower down, see me again. I will have all the decency and human respect for you to at least remember that there is no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he will and he can do for you. For when God is with you, nothing and no one stand against. Y'all be blessed. Have a great Thursday. Lord say the same. I'll see you tomorrow for Freedom and Fun Friday. We up out of here. Peace.